Libra. Your body is trying to warn you about something. Pay attention. Have you ever noticed how silence has a physical weight? For those born under the sign of Libra, the world often demands an unreal lightness. It demands that you be the gentle breeze that calms the storm for others, the perfect balance that never tips abruptly, the serene smile that soothes any chaos in a room. But while you smile and say everything is fine, while you swallow that sharp reply to preserve the peace, something inside you is silently registering each of these concessions. Your body is trying to warn you about something, and perhaps you've been ignoring it for too long. Pay attention. It's not just tiredness. It's not just a passing tension in your shoulders, a pain in your lower back, or that familiar and inexplicable discomfort in your stomach. Your body has become the secret archive of all the conflicts you've avoided. You thought you knew your capacity to endure, your enviable ability to mediate other people's problems. But what if everything you believed about your resilience was only the part you let show? The part that others find beautiful, aesthetically pleasing and convenient. By the end of this reflection, something in your physicality will make sense in a way it never has before. And you will realize that the greatest disharmony in your life isn't happening on the outside. It's happening under your skin. Libra is ruled by Venus. There is a relentless pursuit of beauty, justice, and precise proportions. But what no one tells you is that the scales are not static objects. To keep two plates level when different weights are constantly placed on them, there is an invisible mechanism making a brutal effort, creaking under the pressure. In your life, this mechanism is your physical body. When you say yes to an invitation you wanted to refuse, just to avoid disappointing a friend, your brain may register it as a small, irrelevant sacrifice. But your nervous system registers it as a violation. When you remain silent in the face of injustice at work so as not to be labeled as a difficult person, your mind files it away as diplomacy. But your throat closes up. The muscles in your neck tense. The body warns you. It always warns you. It tries to whisper first, a slight headache at the end of the day, unrestful sleep, fatigue that seems to have no reason after all. You haven't done any extreme physical exertion. But the mental effort of constantly scanning the environment, reading the micro-expressions of each person around you to ensure everyone is comfortable, is an invisible marathon. You are running this marathon every day, and your body is demanding payment. Pay attention to how you breathe when you enter an environment with tense people. Your breathing becomes short, shallow. You hold your breath, almost as if trying to occupy less space, as if your very existence could disturb the atmosphere. You try to harmonize the air around you by stealing oxygen from yourself. In classical astrology, Libra rules the kidneys and lower back. This is no coincidence. The kidneys are the body's great filters, the organs responsible for separating what nourishes from what intoxicates, maintaining the system's water and chemical balance. When a Libra is emotionally overwhelmed, when they are filtering the toxicity of environments and people to try to purify the atmosphere, it is precisely this region that screams, that dull, constant pain at the base of the spine. The feeling that your back is about to give way. It's not the planet's gravity pulling you down. It's the weight of all the words you haven't said. It's the density of trying to be the structural support for lives that aren't yours. Your body is trying to warn you that your internal structure is compromised by carrying an excess of diplomacy. The weight you feel at the base of your spine isn't just muscle fatigue. It's the physical echo of all the times you said yes when you wanted to scream no. And that dull ache is your body demanding that you stop cushioning the fall of others. It was in seeking answers to these reflections that the digital book, The Divine Wisdom, that guides your zodiac sign to a life with purpose, was born. More than just a simple read, it brings together teachings, interpretations, and exercises to help you understand patterns, develop a more conscious attitude, and cultivate a stronger mindset in the face of difficulties. Many people have already begun this journey of self-discovery and found a new way to look at their challenges. Now it's your turn. Access to the digital book is available in the first pinned comment. Don't delay the opportunity to learn a perspective that can transform how you face spiritual envy, strengthen your energy, and continue your journey with more clarity. Click now and discover how the divine wisdom that guides your zodiac sign to a purposeful life can become a guide to a more conscious, balanced, and resilient life. You're feeling that discomfort right now, aren't you? That silent pang of recognition, the breathing that's become a little deeper because you know deep down that you've been neglecting your own physical signals to maintain the illusion that everything around you is controllable and peaceful. The body doesn't lie, and you can no longer escape this internal dialogue. You've been trying to ignore the warnings, pretending that the next night's sleep will resolve an exhaustion that is, in fact, of the soul. The link is pinned in the first comment. I don't know how long this access will remain active. Click now and start seeing what was hidden from you. What was the last physical signal your body sent? That pain or symptom you tried to quickly disguise with a smile so as not to bother anyone around you? Tell me in the comments. Let's break this silence together. Looking inward, let's observe another critical point where your body tries to communicate: the throat. For Libra, the act of swallowing frogs has become a refined art. You do it with such elegance that others don't even realize you're choking. But pay attention to that constant knot, that frequent urge to clear your throat, as if there's always something stuck in the way. Because there is. All your unspoken truths are trapped there. All the defenses you didn't make on your own behalf, all the times someone crossed your boundaries and you, in an attempt to avoid a scene, swallowed your indignation. The thyroid, the tense neck, the bruxism that grinds your teeth during the early morning hours. Your mind may sleep, but your jaws spend the whole night chewing on the conflicts you refuse to face during the day. Your body is processing the anger that your intellect forbade you to feel. That tight throat is the cruel price of your silence, and it won't relax until you change how you position yourself in the world. The digital book, the divine wisdom that guides your zodiac, sign to a purposeful life, is more than just a simple read. It brings together teachings, interpretations, and exercises to help you understand patterns, develop a more conscious posture, and cultivate a stronger mindset in the face of difficulties. It shows you exactly how to recover your voice without losing your natural elegance. It teaches you to establish boundaries that protect your peace of mind, freeing your body from the burden of always living to cushion the impact of others. The link is in the first pinned comment. The last copies are running out. Click now and begin your journey towards the clarity and genius you deserve. And there's also the unforgiving mirror of your skin. Libra is aesthetics, the fine line between the inside and the outside. The skin is our largest organ, and it's precisely what marks the boundary where we end and the other begins. When a Libra loses the sense of healthy boundaries, when they merge too much with the problems of others to the point of forgetting themselves, the skin reacts. Unexplained allergies, redness, extreme dryness, or rashes that appear out of nowhere, especially during relationship crises. Your body is screaming through your pores. It's trying to warn you that the environment is toxic, that you're letting emotional invaders cross your borders without asking for a passport. Your skin inflames because your defense system is desperate to create a physical barrier, since you refuse to create an emotional one. Pay attention to these allergies. They are not accidental. They are manifestos of independence that your biology is trying to sign for you. Your skin reacts physically when the environment demands too much, because your body refuses to absorb disharmony that doesn't belong to it. To shield your energy and stop somatizing the confusion of others, the digital book, the divine wisdom that guides your zodiac. Sign to a Purposeful Life is more than just a simple read. It brings together teachings, interpretations, and exercises to help you understand patterns, develop a more conscious posture, and cultivate a stronger mindset in the face of difficulties, offering a safe map of protection. It's a vital manual for you to learn how to filter what enters your emotional field, restoring the shield you need to keep your beauty intact from the inside out. The link is in the first pinned comment. The last copies are running out. Click now and begin your journey towards the clarity and genius you deserve. And then we reach exhaustion. But it's not ordinary tiredness. It's a nervous fatigue that seems to drain the light from your eyes. Librans often experience periods of low energy that baffle doctors and therapists. Tests are normal, vitamins are fine. So where does this depletion come from? It comes from hypervigilance. Pay attention to what you do when you enter a crowded room. Without realizing it, your radars are switched on at maximum power. You map who is sad, who is irritated, who needs praise, who is about to start a fight, and then you begin to orchestrate your behaviors to neutralize all these threats. You adapt. You modulate your tone of voice. You shrink or expand yourself according to the audience's needs. Doing this for a few hours would already be exhausting. Doing this for a lifetime is destructive. Your body is trying to warn you that your batteries are depleted from powering circuits that aren't yours. Their adrenal glands are malfunctioning from secreting so many stress hormones in response to a danger that is not physical, but purely social. That chronic fatigue that weighs on your eyes isn't lack of sleep. It's the profound exhaustion of living in a state of constant alert, scanning your surroundings to avoid conflict. To rewire your nervous system and find a true resting point, the digital book, The Divine Wisdom That Guides Your Zodiac Sign to a Purposeful Life, is more than just a simple read. It brings together teachings, interpretations, and exercises to help you understand patterns, develop a more conscious attitude, and cultivate a stronger mindset in the face of difficulties, acting as a safe haven. It gives you the practical tools to stop trying to harmonize the world and finally find the courage to harmonize yourself, restoring your vitality. The link is in the first pinned comment. The last copies are running out. Click now and begin your journey towards the clarity and genius you deserve. What your body is demanding of you, deep down, is an act of supreme courage. The courage to be unpleasant from time to time. The courage to let the scales tip forcefully against the table without rushing to brace it. Your body needs you to learn that true balance is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of your own truth. As long as you try to be the peace in the lives of those who only produce war, your body will continue to be the battlefield. Pay attention to every tension, every twinge, every inflammation. They are love letters from your own biological nature, begging you to put yourself first. The beauty that Libra so desperately seeks cannot be built upon the ruins of its own physical and emotional health. The true aesthetics of life are born from brutal authenticity. When you finally say the no that's stuck in your throat, you'll feel your neck relax. When you stop carrying other people's problems, you'll feel your lower back align. When you set clear boundaries, your skin will glow again. Your body is not your enemy, creating symptoms to disrupt your social life. It is your most faithful guardian, the only one that refuses to be diplomatic when your soul is under attack. Heed this call. Honor this sensitive and powerful biology. The greatest act of justice a Libra can perform in this world is, finally, to be just to themselves, and that is a peace that no one can ever take away from you. In the first few days and weeks of rigorously applying this new approach, you will notice a kind of silent withdrawal taking hold of you. Your nervous system, long addicted to the toxic urge to please and the adrenaline rush of putting out other people's fires, will try to convince your mind that an imminent disaster is about to happen. Your heart may race simply because you saw a message and chose not to respond immediately, or because you elegantly declined an invitation that you knew would drain your vital energy. It is absolutely essential that you endure this initial discomfort with the courage of a silent warrior. This temporary anxiety is by no means a sign that you made the wrong decision. It is simply the dust settling in a room that has spent years, perhaps decades, being swept by a relentless hurricane of external demands and projected expectations. The silence that follows the establishment of a real boundary may seem deafening at first. Accustomed to the constant noise of other people's needs and dramas, you may feel empty, almost disoriented without the role of mediator or official peacemaker. But don't make the fatal mistake of confusing this newfound space with loneliness or isolation. This vast and silent space is your blank canvas. It is the sovereign territory of your own identity, a sacred and inviolable place where, for the first time in a long time, you can close your eyes and ask yourself, what do I, regardless of the influences around me, really want now? And the wonder of this moment is being able to wait for the answer, to emerge from the depths of your being, without it being immediately conditioned, diluted, or shaped by what the other person needs you to want. Understand deeply that your innate ability to read the environment, to capture micro-expressions, and to anticipate people's emotional reactions is an extraordinary gift. A sharp intelligence governed by your air element and refined by the influence of your ruling planet Venus. However, a gift exercised without the protection of strict limits quickly transforms into an exhausting curse. You have spent so much time operating as the perfect, polished mirror for the projections of others, meticulously reflecting the version they long to see, that you have forgotten the texture, contours, and light of your own face when no one else is looking. There is a primal, deep, and often unconfessed fear in the soul of those who bear the mark of Libra so strongly, the absolute dread of rejection, the paralyzing idea that if you are not infinitely nice, conciliatory, sweet, and understanding, people will inevitably leave and you will be helpless. But I invite you to look critically and relentlessly at relationships built on this premise of self-abandonment. If love, affection, or someone's presence in your life depends exclusively on your submission, your complacent silence in the face of disrespect, or your infinite willingness to erase yourself to fit into that person's comfort zone, that was never true love. It was merely convenience. It was use. And you, bearer of one of the highest frequencies of harmony in the zodiac, were born to experience the grandeur of authentic love and relationships that celebrate your wholeness, including your sharp edges, your absolute limits, and your resounding, powerful, and non-negotiable no's. As you practice and master the art of firm and elegant refusal, because you will never lose your innate talent for diplomacy, but will now use it as a shield to protect yourself, not as a knife to wound yourself, a miraculous and subtle metamorphosis will begin to occur in your physical body. Remember that chronic adrenal fatigue, that tiredness that even hours of sleep didn't seem to resolve? It will begin to dissipate like mist in the morning sun. Your sleep will cease to be a masked state of alertness, full of turbulent dreams trying to solve other people's problems, and will become a true and well-deserved restorative dive. Your breathing, often short, panting, and trapped in the upper chest due to the constant anxiety of trying to control the harmony of every environment you enter, will finally descend to the abdomen. Deeper, slower, more conscious. The air Your cosmic governing element will once again circulate freely and without blockage through your lungs, bringing not only oxygen to your cells, but also restoring the vital energy you have been indiscriminately giving to the world. Your digestion, which has suffered for so long, will also find relief. It improves because you finally stop swallowing frogs, stop internalizing toxic emotions and indigestible conversations that your physical stomach was never biologically designed to process. Tension headaches, those that tighten your temples at the end of the day, the result of so many unspoken words, of resentments swallowed dry, and of forced smiles in situations of blatant injustice, become increasingly rare. Your physical vehicle possesses unsurpassed wisdom. It immediately recognizes when you assume moral leadership of your own life and responds to this command with exuberant and renewed vitality. Be prepared, however, for a painful yet absolutely inevitable and necessary reconfiguration in your social and family ecosystem. When the balance definitively shifts, when the center of gravity becomes your own power, some people will become unbalanced and naturally fall out of your life. Those who fed abundantly on your difficulty in saying no, emotional parasites disguised as friends or partners, will interpret your new firmness as a personal attack, as pure aggression. They will say aloud that you have changed for the worse, that you have become selfish, cold, unrecognizable, and distant. Let them say it. Endure that judgment. Embrace this healing selfishness with all the strength of your being. What they call selfishness is, in the strictest truth, your instinct for self-preservation, your mental health operating at its maximum defensive capacity. Those who truly love and value your essence, and not your usefulness, will feel immense relief to see that you are finally taking care of yourself and taking the reins of your own destiny. The relationships that survive this energetic cleansing, this screening imposed by your new posture of integrity, will be of indescribable quality, elevated to a new level of intimacy. They will be genuine partnerships, alliances based on mutual respect, transparency, and practical reciprocity, embodying the true and highest essence of balance, where both sides give and receive in healthy and fair proportions, without one needing to empty themselves so that the other can overflow. The time has come to definitively reclaim and purify the true meaning of Venusian influence in your earthly journey.